Welcome everybody to the Agree to Disagree Picks edition. There was no podcast, so it's time to do our picks. It'll be very quick, hopefully, and we'll start with college football. Um, week 6. You are currently winning, Jesse, 39-33,
What
which isn't
last
good for me.
which one
What?
which what was last week's?
Last week, you won pretty much every single game
Can't
except
the games that we had though.
what?
I said I can't even remember the games that we had.
Well, the game of the week was Oregon State versus Utah, and you won that one. And then you got the LSU Ole Miss game, and that's the only two that we were against each other, and you won both, giving you a 6 point advantage. So I need to step
Oh,
it up this week.
LSU.
Yeah. So first matchup, Maryland taking on Ohio State. Maryland's looked pretty decent with Tua's brother, but I mean, Ohio State, obviously, especially because they're at home.
Yeah, look at Alabama though. Alabama got beat at home.
Yeah, but I think Ohio State's a way better team than Alabama. Alabama doesn't have a quarterback.
I'm gonna take Maryland and throw one in the wind here.
Oh, a big upset pick. Could it happen? I would be very upset if it did. Washington State taking on UCLA. This was gonna be the game of the week, but UCLA is not ranked anymore, so
Wash,
it is not.
Washington State.
Okay. I also picked Washington State. You kind of cut out there.
No, the Cougars.
Um, Kentucky taking on Georgia. Georgia hasn't looked good. They barely beat Auburn, barely beat um South Carolina. Kentucky undefeated, destroyed Georgia. I have the Kentucky Wildcats pulling off the upset against the back-to-back champs.
I'm gonna take Georgia.
Okay. Hopefully the Wildcats can give me a win there. Um, Notre Dame taking on Louisville. Louisville undefeated, I'm pretty sure. Fighting Irish coming off that big win against Duke. I got the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, Notre Dame. It
I
doesn't
think
look
Sam
like
Hartman.
he has even played very anybody. I mean,
Yeah, that's been out of conference games.
people I
That's
know,
why.
Georgia Tech's the only one that I know of that they've played.
Yeah,
AC.
and that's the ACC school. Yeah. So,
Yeah, well,
Ole Miss taking on Arkansas.
mm, at Ole Miss. Hmm. I'm gonna have Ole Miss for this one for sure.
Um, I also picked Ole Miss. Um, and I think it's in Arkansas, Jesse. Is
I
it?
have I have it at Ole Miss.
Hmm. Because it said to me that it was at I don't. It doesn't really matter. I think Ole Miss wins. Jackson Dart played very well last week, against LSU, and I'm looking to see him do that again. Um, got Fresno State taking on Wyoming.
Mm. Why do you pick all these hard ones to choose from?
I think Wyoming is a very good team, and I could see the upset here, but I took Fresno State. Um, but Wyoming could take the upset here. I mean, they beat
I
Texas Tech
I am taking Wyoming.
for that reason.
I see them playing. Fresno State doesn't. I mean, they don't. They played Purdue. They beat Purdue barely.
Purdue's also. a good team, kinda.
Yeah,
Not really this year.
they're,
But they're a
they're
Big Ten team. They're a Power 5 team.
yeah. I just I like Wyoming.
Okay,
We'll see.
Syracuse at UNC, North Carolina, the Tar Heels.
UNC. Oh, oh,
I got Drake May and the Tar Heels. I mean, Syracuse didn't look good last week when they played Clemson. They were undefeated, then they lost. So I have them taking back-to-back losses with a win by UNC.
I agree with that.
Okay. And then next one we got LSU taking on Missouri. Missouri ranked. LSU just came off a loss against Ole Miss, so close. Now their college football playoff dreams probably over. But I have the Tigers bouncing back, beating the Tigers. I have LSU winning. I forgot that Missouri was called the Tigers. But I have
Hey, you got 100% chance of winning if you said the Tigers are going to win.
I have LSU gonna win this game and bounce back after the Ole Miss loss.
What's the spread?
I mean, 61-yard field goal could be the difference in a victory and a loss. Just ask
Yeah,
Kansas State.
LSU is only given 6.5 points, not even a touchdown. I'm going to say it's going to be
Yeah,
a close. I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going to take the
yes.
underdog according to the spread and take Mizzou.
A Mizzou hopeful there. Yeah, I definitely could see Mizzou winning this, but I just think Jaden Daniels is gonna have a monstrous game. Alabama taking on Texas A&M. The Aggies not doing hot this year, but neither's Alabama, so I feel like this one could go either way. But I got the Crimson Tide.
Alabama. Ooh, I think it could go either way a lot easier than you think.
Yeah, definitely. Like the
I mean,
USF game.
man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Who'd you pick? You
Uh
pick Alabama.
yeah, I picked the Crimson Tide.
I don't like them. I'm
Who are you picking?
Texas A&M. I think they'll pull it off.
Interesting. We are not agreeing on most of these. Um Game
Agree
of
to
the
it.
week, the 5-point game, the Red River Showdown. Oklahoma taking on Texas. We got two Heisman candidates in Dylan Gabriel and Quinn Ewers. Who do you got?
Man, oh man, at Texas. That's gonna be a close game.
Texas. They've both looked very good this year. I mean, their quarterbacks have been playing very well. Could be
Viewers,
Heisman
I
candidates.
I like Texas in this one. It's a tough one because they're both good teams, but I see Texas beating Alabama at Alabama. They beat they stomped a fairly good KU team for KU standards. Beat Baylor, they're not very good. Wyoming, I'm going to take the Longhorns,
Well,
and they're going to give me 5 points.
I also took the Longhorns. Um,
Dang it! Are you sure?
I just see Quinn Ewers playing. I think what it comes down to is quarterback play, and I see Quinn Ewers playing a better game than Dylan Gabriel.
All right, all right, all right.
So, hook 'em horns for
Yeah.
both of us. Next up, we got NFL football. Thursday night might be a little sleeper of a game. I don't know if I'm even going to tune into it. We got the Bears versus the Commanders.
How how are we sitting in standings, and what was last week's?
I didn't count them.
Okay.
They'll be counted for next podcast.
Well, that just determines on how I'm going to pick now.
Well, now we both don't know how we're going to pick now.
Well, are we going to start with this Thursday night game then?
Well, what did I just say? I said
I
Bears Commanders
I
Thursday night.
say if the Broncos can beat the Bears, I'm pretty sure the Commanders can beat the Bears.
Well, the Commanders beat the Broncos.
I know. That's what I'm
They
saying.
didn't call PI. They would have. So we both got the Commanders. I could see an 0-16 or an 0-17 season.
I
If I'm
I
being
see them,
honest,
I see them with the number one draft pick.
I, I do too. I mean, I don't know many people who don't. I actually did think the Bears were going to be decent this year, though. I
Not
just
gonna
dropped
lie,
something.
I thought Fields would have been a little bit better than he's doing.
His passing is not on point. Next, we go to London across the pond. The Jaguars playing their second straight game in London, taking on Buffalo, who came off a humongous domination stomping of the Miami Dolphins. I have Buffalo, even though they're going into Jacksonville territory, because the Jaguars, they live in London pretty much.
They're just gonna migrate over to Europe. They're gonna be a new NFL team in Europe.
They always play in Europe. This is their second game in Europe this year.
I'm going with Bills.
Yeah,
Obviously,
we're both going Bills. I mean, I
uh,
think it's just pretty self-explanatory.
I like Lawrence, but Allen is.
Yeah, and I don't like that Jaguars defense as much.
Mm-hmm.
Bills defense should be able to hold them.
Yeah,
Next we got the Saints taking on the Patriots. Bill Belichick, 1-3 is a odd sight to see if you're a Patriot fan, but I'm glad they're seeing it now, finally. Um, I do have the Saints winning. I mean, the Patriots put up 3 points last week. I just don't think that gets it done against any team. 3 points isn't
it,
going to do much for you.
it, they did play, in my opinion, one of the better defenses last week.
They did play the
One,
Dallas defense, but the Saints defense is pretty good too. Saints defense is pretty good, and I think they're going to hold them to maybe just above 10 or 10. It's
I,
going to
I,
be,
I think Belichick is probably gonna have to pull one out here and actually win
well,
thing
they
by
need a
more.
win. They definitely need a win.
I I'll take the New England.
Okay, first one, we are against each other. We probably need more of those. Titans taking on the Colts. Titans destroyed Cincinnati and Indianapolis. Also got a win.
They lost.
Or
I
no,
think
yeah, they lost in overtime. Sorry.
time.
I was thinking the Ravens game. They lost in overtime to the Rams, but Anthony Richardson's looking like probably the best rookie quarterback so far, him or CJ Stroud. I'm going with the Colts beating the Titans at home.
I'm taking the Colts as well. I I see. I like the quarterback. I like Moss. I like Pittman Jr. I like that offense. Hopefully they can get it rolling and pick up a few more wins here. And
Yeah, I think the Colts could be better than anybody else thought they would be. I think people thought they'd be at the end of the division. I think they can finish second or even first because the Jaguars have kind of fallen off with that big
and
loss to the Texans.
and they're in London.
Yeah, I mean,
They just fallen off the continent of the North America.
just okay. That wasn't funny. Just stop it.
Why'd you laugh?
Because I was laughing at something I saw on the computer.
Right? Uh huh. It's your face, Tyson. You can't
Ravens,
face.
Ravens beat the Steelers. What do you got?
You have the Ravens beating the Steelers.
Yes, I do. Even though the Ravens have a bunch of injuries, I think they're going to push through and win this game. And then the Steelers. Have you heard this fact? I think it's been like 20 plus years since the Steelers had a losing season. I think this year's their first.
Is it really?
Yeah, since like I don't think Mike Tomlin's had a losing season as a coach for them.
Pickett ain't doing it for him.
Yeah, I don't think that's continuing. I think it ends this year. Like last year, they snuck that they were 8-8. It was win or lose, and they won. They snuck it, and they became 9-8.
I'm gonna say Baltimore. I don't.
Ah.
like the Steelers just are not doing very well. Who'd they
Yeah, I
win
mean they're
against?
2-2, but
They
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 they haven't beat that good of teams. I mean, they
they
beat the
beat my
Browns, but and the Raiders, which you should win those games. And then they got pummeled in their two losses. They scored 13 points combined and gave up 60 in their two losses. They lost 30-7 to the 49ers and 30-6 to the Texans.
yeah,
That is
but in preseason they beat Atlanta.
Yeah, but does that matter? Does preseason matter? Is preseason the regular season? No.
Yeah,
Lions take
we're
on the
one of those.
Panthers. I got the Panthers losing this game. I mean, Panthers just haven't got it done. Not much protection there for uh Bryce Young, and they need to protect him as he hurt his ankle, but he came back against the Vikings, close game, couldn't get their first win. They're still 0-4. Um, I got the Lions.
I got I got Goff and the Lions right along there with Montgomery. I Young is not doing very well. Obviously, you can see that's a little bit more of the rookie style in the NFL. You can't come in and just be amazing. There's only a few people that have done it, and it's just a completely different level. So
Yeah, definitely. Like you see those people like
Patrick
I mean, I'm
Mahomes
trying to think.
is an example of someone who came in. He didn't play the very first year, but came in as more or less a rookie in the NFL and did very, very, very well, and is still
Yeah, and then you
continuing.
come in and then you look at like Johnny Manziel, dominated college, Heisman
Yep,
winner, best player in college football history, some say, and
yep.
just couldn't get it done with the Browns. But I mean, after watching his documentary, it didn't look like he really wanted to play football. But I'll
Well,
let you watch that on your own time.
and look at Tom Brady. I'm gonna
Oh
call him
yeah,
out. He's a great
6th round
quarterback.
pick,
He was not first round. He
pick
was
199.
decent in college, not a Heisman Trophy winner,
I mean,
and
yeah,
look at absolutely phenomenal career.
definitely. I would rather be a mid to awful quarterback in the in college and then be a Super Bowl champion 7 times in the NFL. Um,
Yeah, kidding.
Texans going to Atlanta. Atlanta coming back from London after losing in Toy Story Land to the Jaguars. Texans have looked very good, but so is Bijan Robinson. I was gonna flip a coin for this game, but I'm just gonna go with the Texans. I think their defense can get it done against Bijan Robinson. Maybe not hold him as much as I'd hoped, but I think they'll be able to hold them very well. I mean, they only gave up 6 points to Pittsburgh, so
I've got CJ Stroud. I just haven't seen much out of Atlanta. I mean, Pierce, what is this? This is his second year in the NFL, if I remember correctly. He's doing decent. He needs. It takes a whole offense to become a great running back. Help from your line, and so it's
yeah.
I think progress.
I mean, I do see a world where the Texans do lose, and I see that coming out of Bijan Robinson because I don't see Desmond Ritter throwing the ball anywhere. I mean, he had 2 picks, one for a pick six in London last week. I just don't see him getting it done, but I could see Bijan Robinson getting it done out of the backfield.
Well, and CJ Stroud, knock on wood, has not thrown an interception this year yet. So,
He did on the preseason. But guess what?
but
Preseason
that
doesn't
doesn't
matter.
count.
Like I said, Giants taking on the Dolphins. Dolphins got embarrassed against their division rival, the Bills. I think they bounce back this week with a much needed home win.
Yeah, I see Miami in this one. I don't think we'll see 70 points on the board like they did against Denver, but I see them with a W over the.
See, this is why I don't like you.
What are you talking about? You had to bring up K State and a 61-yard field goal in college.
Just leave. Just leave. Just go. Okay. Um, we're gonna say goodbye to him. No, I'm just kidding. Um, Bengals. They are 1-3, not a recipe for success there. Taking on the also 1-3 Cardinals. Josh Dobbs has been playing the best football I have seen in a while from a guy as irrelevant as mac and cheese.
I'm gonna go for. I got Arizona, the Cardinals.
Wow. I think that's
I
an upset pick, but I was also going to go Arizona, but then I thought I got to stick with the Bengals. They're 1-3. They got to bounce back, and I think they're going to do it in a big way in Arizona on Sunday.
you just like Joe Burrow, and I don't know why, but hey, that's what all
What?
those.
No, just because I picked the Bengals does not mean I like Joe Burrow. Plus, I do maybe like Joe Burrow, but
What
not enough to
a
pick
little
him
bit.
every single time. I just trust that him, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins are going to play the best football of their career on Sunday. Eagles destroy the Rams.
Hmm. I think it'll be closer than you think.
I do too. I definitely think
The
it'll be
Rams
closer.
are
I
doing
mean, the
very
Eagles
good.
struggled against Washington. They only beat them in overtime, so.
The- yeah, Washington has been playing very good with some of these teams.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised they were able to keep up with that high-powered Denver Broncos team in week 2.
Hey, who won
What's so
that game?
funny?
Who won that game?
Yeah. I said I'm surprised they were able to keep up with them.
You got the Eagles. I like the Rams for this one. I like a little bit of an upset. I do like the Eagles as a tough pick.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
The Eagles have a very, very good, uh, you know, team
Everything.
for everything.
Uh,
Their offensive line, their center is absolutely amazing. I do like the Eagles, but I'm gonna take a little pit gander here. It's at LA. I think the Rams may have a little bit of an
okay,
advantage.
playing
It's only
at LA.
it's only a
Playing
4.5.
at LA is literally a home game for the other team. You know how many fans go to the LA games because the stadium's so big? There are so many people from other towns that are like from everywhere that go.
You're telling
Like
me there's Broncos there?
no, when the Chargers played the Raiders, there were so many Raiders fans. But I got the Broncos 2-3, baby, beating the Jets. Cause guess what? Aaron Rodgers is gonzo. Who they gonna rely on now? Zach Wilson? Nope. Pat Surtain 6 interceptions guaranteed. Mark my words right now. Broncos win by 60.
This isn't Miami. Okay, I'm gonna say the Broncos, but not for the reason.
Yeah.
I do hope Russell Wilson can be a better quarterback.
Russell Wilson has been playing good this year. It's our defense which will lock down Zach Wilson.
It's your
But then again, the
defense.
Jets defense is good. The Jets defense is good. Our defense is bad. Our offense is doing good. Their offense is doing bad. It's might
You're
be
right.
a
There,
it
there
might
could
be
be
3-0 at the
points.
end of the game. It might say 3-0 at the end of the game. It might be like that Broncos Colts game on Thursday Night Football last year when it was like 12-9.
Yawn. Yawn. All right, who's next?
Chiefs get another win against
Chiefs.
the Vikings. I mean,
Yep.
I just want Justin Jefferson to score at least 5 touchdowns, but I can have the Chiefs score 6.
You know what? I tell you what. I bet you they could put Taylor Swift on the field in Kelsey's position, and she'd score against the Minnesota
I mean,
Vikings
the
defense.
Vikings do not have a good defense, so probably could happen.
They
Um,
might sell more tickets if they put her on the field too.
I mean, I think they sell out every game probably. But yeah, we both go Chiefs. I mean, pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Cowboys, 49ers. What a game. Defense versus defense. It's going to be like 7-0 guaranteed. I am so excited to watch this game. Too bad we're doing a podcast during it, but that's okay. I'll just watch it on my phone while we do this. But this is going to be such an amazing game, and I still don't know who to pick. So, you know what? We're going to flip a coin.
I got, I got. I hate to say it. I really hate to say it because I'm not a fan. But I'm taking
No way you're
Dallas.
picking the Cowboys.
I'm taking Dallas.
Ooh, that makes me want to pick 49ers. We'll go to the coin. We'll go to the coin. We'll go. And if the coin makes a bad decision that my gut feels like it's not good, then
Then you,
we won't go to the coin.
where's your
Here
coin?
we go.
Are you kidding me?
I'm flipping this thing.
What are you picking? Heads or tails?
Heads will be the 49ers, tails will be the Cowboys.
Well, then you just sealed my pick because tails never fails. Told you.
It's flipping.
No,
It's flipping.
you. Tails never fails.
Nope. I want to go with the 49ers. Why is
See,
it tails? It's supposed to be 50-50. It's landed on
tails,
tails 3 times in a row. 4.
tails never
Rigged.
fails. Tails
I'm
never
going
fails.
until tails fails.
We could be here all night.
Fine. Jeez. It was 4-1.
So you're telling me that means the Cowboys are going to win by 4 touchdowns?
That's not happening. But you know who will win by 4 touchdowns? The Raiders.
The Packers, baby.
Just kidding.
I
I'm
am.
taking the Packers too. Jordan Love's
I'm not.
looked decent. Hopefully, he looks
The
better.
The Packers have really surprised me this year. I didn't think they were going to be very entertaining at all, and Love has really pulled through. Dylan has, man, he's been doing great running, and Dobbs has stepped it up. Rookie last year, second year in the league, definitely stepping it up, especially with another quarterback that's not your starter normally. So I feel like Packers are doing very well this year.
Yeah, I think the Packers are going to take this one. And next podcast, Sunday, 8 p.m., we will tell you if I or Jesse is winning the ultimate battle in the NFL realm. College football, he's currently has a 6-point advantage, but that will not last for long. Thanks for watching, and
Peace.
good night.